If you're done with strumming chords on the guitar and if you want to start weaving together beautiful melodies, then you have come to the right address. Because in this video, I'll show you how to start fingerstyle guitar if you're a total beginner. The most common and versatile fingerpicking pattern for fingerstyle guitar is called PIMA. And this is not a secret code, it's just an abbreviation of the fingers you use, but then in Spanish. I'm not Spanish, so be warned of how to pronounce this, but the P stands for pulgar, which is your thumb. The I stands for índice, which means your index finger. The M stands for medio, which refers to your middle finger. And the A stands for anular, which refers to your ring finger. So the P, your thumb, is responsible for the bass notes. So for the E, A, and D string. Your index finger, the pulgar, is going to be assigned to the G string. Your middle finger, the medio, is going to be assigned to the B string. The ring finger, the anular, is going to be assigned to the high E string. So your thumb handles the top three strings. The index, middle, and ring finger add the melody and harmony notes to your fingerpicking patterns. The next step is to play our first sequence. But before we do that, I need you to hit that subscribe button on my channel, because I upload a brand new tutorial every single day on how you can become a better guitar and ukulele player. Alright, so for the simple PIMA sequence, you play thumb, index, middle, ring, like this. Keep the distance between the notes even, so there shouldn't be any break between the strings. So don't do this, and then again, but make sure that it all flows through in one go, like this. The next step is to change the bass string. So instead of doing E, G, B, E, you then play the A string, and then G, B, E. Then you play the D string, followed by G, B, E. So every time you reset the pattern, you change the bass note, and this is a great way to exercise your thumb and your finger dexterity. The next step to playing fingerstyle guitar is to add some chords. We're gonna do A minor, C major, D major. But there's a catch, because not every chord has the same bass string. For example, if you play an A minor, you strum from the A string downwards. Same for the C major, but for the D major, you strum from the D string downwards. This means that your fingerpicking pattern will change as well, because for the first two chords, you will do A, G, B, E, and then for the D major, you will have to do D, G, B, E. Once the basic PIMA fingerpicking pattern with the chords feels more comfortable, you can simply add a little bit more variation without having to learn a whole new technique. A very common and effective variation of the basic PIMA fingerpicking pattern is to simply go backwards through the fingers after the initial PIMA, like this. So after you hit the high E string, you hit the B string again, and then the G string again. I'll put a visualizer on screen to help clarify this for you. So it's gonna be E, G, B, E, B, G. And then you're gonna switch the bass note like this. You're gonna play the A string. And then again, G, B, E, B, E. And then you're gonna switch it again. D, G, B, E, B, E. Like that. And if you really got the hang of it, you can do it all in one go. So it's gonna be E, roll back, A, roll back, D, roll back, like that. Now you know how to play the PIMA and the PIMA Mai, but there are other variations to this classic fingerpicking pattern as well. So let me show you 4 cool new fingerpicking patterns for the guitar that you can start playing today. Alright, so the second variation of the PIMA, we've already done PIMA Mai, is going to be a swap of the index and the middle finger, and it goes like this. E, B, G, A. So it's not going to be like all in one go. No, you're going to do E, and then you're going to play the middle finger, and then index. So that's the swap actually. The third variation of the PIMA pattern is going to reverse the order of the bottom 3 strings. So it's going to be E, high E, B, D. Here again, you can emphasize the high E string to create a little bit more depth. And the fourth and final variation of the classic PIMA is going to repeat the index finger strings. So it's going to be E, D, B, D. So you're not going to hit the high E string at all in this pattern. This pattern is often used to create like a driving rhythmic feel, and is particularly used in folk and blues styles. Let me show you a quick song that you can play right now after all of these patterns. So the song is called House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. The chords are A minor, C major, D major, F major. I'm using the simplified F, so not the whole bar thing, but the simplified F major, A minor, E major. It's important to know that when you play the E major, you change the bass note to the low E string. So it's going to be E, G, B, E, B, E. A cool technique tip is to emphasize the high E string like this. So instead of doing this, you can do this. adds a lot of new emotion and depth to your playing. So let's play your first fingerstyle guitar song together. I'll put some visualizers on screen and some chord diagrams. I will also play the song at a slower speed so you can follow along without feeling stressed. So let's play House of the Rising Sun together. Now you know how to play guitar fingerstyle as a total beginner, but we are not done yet. Because when you're practicing all of this on your own, you might run into a few hurdles. Let me guide you through my 4 practice tips so you can build that fingerstyle foundation on the guitar. My first tip to practice fingerstyle guitar in the most efficient way is to really master that PIMA pattern first. You need to execute a clean technique with a steady timing. So if you have any breaks or any fingers getting stuck in the strings, you have not mastered it yet. But be patient with it because it does take time for your fingers to register all the new movements. So master the PIMA pattern first before adding any types of variations. My second tip to practice fingerstyle guitar in the most efficient way is to isolate chord transitions. So what I mean by that is the following. Instead of trying to play a fingerpicking pattern with a lot of chords in one go, select 2 chords and then try to alternate between those first. So let me give you an example. If I choose A minor and C major, I always choose A minor and C major as an example. Okay, if I choose A minor and C major and just focus on switching between those 2 chords, I won't have any stress. I won't have to think about next chords or next steps or whatever, you know? And the next step could be switching between C major and D major. And this is going to be interesting because now I'm switching between the bass note. So it's going to be C major like this, and then D major, and then back to C. See? Oh, that pun was not intended, oh my god. The third tip to practice fingerstyle guitar in the most efficient way is to focus on short but focused practice sessions. Aim for about 15 to 20 minutes per day, so don't get obsessed with practicing hours on end. And this method is super effective because now you're going to give your muscle memory the time it needs to register all the new movements. And the practice sessions on itself won't be mentally draining or tiring, so you will actually look forward to practicing after that again. And my fourth and final tip to learn fingerstyle guitar in the best way possible is to literally listen to other fingerstyle guitar pieces. Try to pay close attention to how fingerstyle guitarists use the basic patterns that we've just learned into their pieces. And this will also give you a much more open idea of all the possibilities that lie in fingerstyle guitar. So now you have made your very first steps as a fingerstyle guitarist, but did you know that I have even more tutorials to help you improve on the guitar? If you want to improve your guitar skills even further, please make sure to watch the video on screen. And with that being said, I hope to see you soon in the next video.